Hi, welcome to April's Tarot reading. We'll shuffle these a couple more times and let's see what the story is for this month. So I will break these into 3 piles. Let's begin. As we come out of March and into April, we've just had a new moon and a solar, I believe it was a solar eclipse. Yeah, solar eclipse. And we're also coming into like the new galactic year, the new year. And so Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So as we're coming into these times, the first card that we have is the Seven of Wands reversed. And when you look at the card, I'll turn it right side up. So you can see that he's got one hand on one wand, but all the other ones are upright and behind him. And those represent things that he's already dealt with or he's in the process of dealing with. And these are karmic kind of things, things in our lives, things in the cycle of life that we just have to deal with. And a lot of times they are things about choices in intellect and understanding, where our next change is inevitable. So understanding where our next change is going to be. And when change happens in our life, of course, we feel it and we get a little anxious all about it. But it really is the cycle of life. Everything shifts and changes all the time. It's a constant. And the next card that came up is the Three of Wands. And as all of us are on a journey in this lifetime. It's a soul journey of experience in order to evolve our soul. And when we look at the Three of Wands, he's looking out into the world. There's a whole world out there. There's knowledge out there. There's truths. There's lies. There's anything that you can think of, especially in these days and times with the internet. You can find anything and everything you wish to discover or explore. Whether it's truth or it's not, that's totally up for you to discern. But there is a whole big world out there. And by doing that, you can see that the yellow in the card, and that just is sharing that by doing that, by looking out into the world to see exactly where your interests might be, what has changed for you in this world, and be happy about that. How change is part of growth. And the next card that comes up is the Seven of Pentacles. And as we're always looking at working hard and saving and trying not to spend unwisely in things like that. So with the Pentacles, as we look at what we have in our lives, and it is time in our life to decide what is enough and what isn't. And as you're looking through who you are and what your next steps are in your life, especially in these first couple of weeks, be grateful for what you have and celebrate. And this card is upside down as well as the first one is, and it means that things that just aren't lined up yet. But take that time because it is so important for each and every one of us to celebrate our successes, whatever those little successes are. When our kids first learn to walk, we celebrate that success. And when we finish a level or a grade or some part of education, we celebrate. And even in each stage of life, it's time to celebrate and be happy that this is just how it is. And how are we going to navigate these next few years of our lives? Then we have the Five of Swords, and it's upside down. And with the Five of Swords, it is just a reminder that as we go through life, the emotional things that we have maybe not dealt with, or we've only thought about a little bit and say, yeah, okay, maybe I still am angry at that person, or maybe I'm only now a little bit angry at that person. And that's just as an example. And those are our karmic battles, our things that we have to figure out in this lifetime. So it's still going to come up that those kind of things don't ever stop. That's part of our growth. That's as a human soul. And as our soul is evolving through this universe, it's important for us to have the actual human experiences. And again, a lot of that has to do with feeling and understanding how to navigate the world of feelings. And then we have the Six of Wands. And as we're learning to do that, you can see that this person sitting on here is in no hurry. He's quite happy to sit there and understand and wants to represent our intellect and figuring things out in our life. And again, it looks like he's getting ready to go into a celebration. So as you have those little moments, those little aha moments of your journey and who you are in this lifetime, look at children and look at all those little aha moments that they have. As adults, we still do have them. There's so many different things in this world for us to explore, things that we didn't know even existed. And as we sit there and revel or even take it in, then we have to assimilate that. We have to assimilate as we learn something. How is that how are we changed because of that one incident? How are we now going to move forward with those changes? And the last card I'll pull from this pile is the Four of Cups. And as again, part of our evolution is learning to understand what love is and understanding all the aspects of love. And during our human journey, quite often there's love seems to be out here, whatever it is. I love this, I love this, I love this. But what truly is love to you? And as you're being handed beautiful gifts of maybe a connection with an animal or a certain person or even just a total stranger, as that connection reaches out and offers love, are you going to take it or are you just going to put it over there and look at it? So it's up to you whether, and this is all metaphorical kind of things, right? So look at the gifts that come into your life and pay attention, especially over the next couple of weeks, as to the ones as you understand your soul and you move forward, see the gifts that are coming. And oftentimes, as we go through, if you want to call it those shadow works or those days where you're just upset with yourself about things that you've done, that shadow work, as we get through that, truly, it's a celebration to get through that and accept yourself. Yeah, okay, I'm not perfect. I am human. So that is all part of the journey. So we'll carry on to the next pile and see what it has to say, continuing on with the story. We have the Eight of Wands next. And as with anything in life, as we move forward, there's always little hiccups and things need to line up. And as we're learning to manifest clearer, especially in these days and times, we have the ability to be able to manifest our reality quicker than we ever have. So oftentimes as we're working at work developing our life, creating our reality. As we're working at that, sometimes we have to wait for the rest of the people or the rest of the ideals to come together. If you think about it, we've thrown all this energy up in the air and we have to wait for it to all kind of come back down as we're manifesting. So just know that keeping your thoughts pure and your thoughts clean about what you really wish to accomplish and develop in this life. And when you come up with the little hiccups, just know that it's a timing thing. Everything in this life is on divine timing. And oftentimes, I know I'm very guilty of wanting to make it go faster. I don't know why. It's just something that I've been like that. So again, in my life, it's about learning to slow down and whoa, take it easy. And it's working. It just takes a little bit of time to readjust and relearn. Then we have the Ten of Swords, and this is a beautiful reminder for all of us to take care of ourselves and also to pay attention to any kind of backstabbing that could be happening in your life. And oftentimes, as truths are revealed in the world, or truths are revealed, because truth always prevails, it always comes out. So as that truth is revealed, oftentimes you might feel that you're being stabbed in the back. And as this person isn't dead, it's a reminder. You can see that there's that wonderful yellow in the back, and there is light to come. And it's about recovering from your own wounds, your own injuries, and everything that happens in our life. We make it happen, good or bad. Whether we sabotage ourselves during something or we don't tell ourselves whole truths, we're all guilty of it, and it is part of the human journey. So as we again incorporate that and go through any kind of healing, you got to take rest and reflect. And oftentimes journaling is a great thing, whether it's a verbal journaling and recording or if it's writing down, drawing, doing mandalas, anything that you can do to help yourself get through those hard, difficult emotional times. And then we have the Six of Swords. and change is in the air. So it, this card is upside down, and when we look at it, there's a bright future. They're going to get through those swords, and there is more on the horizon. So this card relates to the one right in front of it with the swords. It's as we learn a lesson in life, if you want to call it those karmic lessons or even just a lesson, we do need to take the time to understand how come we didn't know that, or forgive ourselves. A lot of times we have to forgive ourselves of our part in every kind of situation. Every situation has to a part. We are on a planet of duality. And so we have to have the light and the dark, and so the truth and the not truth. And it is about us learning to understand our energy to be able to divine yourself to find the truth. I mean, just divine yourself. What I mean is by feeling the truth and understanding what the truth feels like versus what something that is untruth, what that feels like, and understanding your gut instinct or your heart instinct, depending where your body feels things. So it's important to readjust and realign all those kind of things. And that takes rest and relaxation once we understand something or have an aha moment. This card is again reflecting upon taking care of yourself. Self care is an amazing thing for actually it's not just amazing; it's actually necessary for each soul on the planet to reflect and reflecting upon life is something that we all should be doing on a regular basis. As we reflect, we can we're slowing down and we're actually being able to see the whole situation or bigger parts of the situation that we're involved in or just in life, whether it's work, whether it's children, whether it's a social life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We do need to take that alone time to be able to reflect, and meditation, yoga, and those kind of things, just going for walks, even if you're in a group, just walking and allowing yourself to reground with the earth and let your emotions flow. And yeah, take some nice deep breaths while you're out there. Whatever you're doing, just make sure to breathe through it and be okay with yourself. Forgive yourself and love yourself. The next card that comes up is the Ace of Swords, and new beginnings, especially about us taking back our own power. And what I mean by that is oftentimes we've all been brought up in so many different ways. We all have had different experiences according to our soul needs. And getting into a loop of giving away our power. Yes, sir, or yes, I'll do that. And really, when you really don't want to. And learning to say no, but standing up for yourself, having your boundaries. And by the middle of the month, having your own boundaries clear within yourself so you can move forward with change and be clear with that. So that is coming, and you'll have energy to be able to help you through all that. And then we have the King of Cups showing up. And let's see what his message is. Of course, it would be the Three of Hearts. So the King of Cups is somebody who, and this is for all of us, just to remember. The King of Cups is somebody who lives through his heart. He has control over his emotions and his feelings, and he really does oftentimes have a stoic face. But inside, that energy of his heart is very, very large. And the reminder, especially with this card coming up, is to remember to step into your own heart love. There is so many things that are going to be happening in the world, things that we chose to come here to experience this shift on the planet, the shift of consciousness, whatever you want to call it, the awakening. There's a gazillion different ways that you can look at it. But it's about us also taking care of our hearts and understanding what the true part of love is and protecting it, protecting our hearts. They are so precious and so special. And it truly is, love is always our answer, no matter what. And the King of Hearts is reminding us to learn to heal the heart, all those wounds, let go of the wounds that that have happened in your life. You have the opportunity in these days and times that are coming up to forgive yourself and to forgive those in your world. There's no place in the world for hatred anymore. And we have to love. And so even if you look at the swords that are in there, we can take those out. There's no blood dripping from the heart. It's so the heart isn't dead. It could be a death card, but hopefully it's a death of something that no longer serves you in your life. We'll take one more from them, maybe two more. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. And with the yellow in the card, there is happiness and joy coming with his message. And he comes with the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles is sharing with us to continue to keep working on every aspect of our life, whether it's financial, whether it's spiritual, to change and move us forward. Work diligently and work diligently and work hard. And again, pay attention to all the things around you and pay attention to the opportunities that will be coming to you, because pentacles are really about abundance, and it's not just money, it's abundance of all things in life. So then we will go on to the last pile. And then we have the Knight of Swords. And you can see he's coming in, he's got his sword raised, and he looks like he's in a little bit of a hurry. So his message is going to be backed up by the King of Swords, who is upside down. Oh, and then we're going to have him backed up by the King of Pentacles. And then we have the Nine of Wands. And with each of these, the messengers, these cards that we pulled are messengers. And the message of the sword is, of the Knight of Swords and the King of Swords, is to stand strong in your boundaries and your beliefs. Know what you know here. This is your answers will come. And so as some of your beliefs may be challenged in the next few weeks, and work through it. Just understand why it happened for you. And that's really it. Understand the changes that are coming as far as boundaries, as far as rules. And the King of Pentacles is sharing that there is so much opportunity coming as far as employment, as far as investing. There is better and brighter days coming. And to remember that the abundance is there. We have to slow down enough to be able to work for it. Not really work for it, let's say find it. And the abundance of life is there. It's about us all again reassuring and reassessing what's happening in our own lives. And with the Nine of Wands, we may feel that it'll be a tough month. We may find that we've gone through a whole lot of emotional kind of things. And you can see that he's in front of all of the wands back there. He's in front. He's beat all the little demons, if you want to call that, or he's all his challenges, whatever he's put out for himself in this month. And it could be simply as making sure to drink enough water. And perhaps by the end of the month, he has accomplished that goal. So be diligent with what you wish in this life, because we can create a reality, but we also, in order to be pure of heart and to create a peaceful world, we also have to have peace within us, and the peace that passes all understanding. And that is an interesting thing to try to strive to, is finding peace of every aspect of your life. And what do you do when you're not in peace? How do you get back to that space? That peace and love is truly the way that we can stay in that place in our body, that vibration, that sense, that consciousness of the vibration of peace and the vibration of love. We can change the world. And not allowing the drama and the things that are happening. Yes, there are terrible, horrible things happening in the world. And it's not like they've never happened before. They've always been happening. And we are just maybe a whole lot more aware of things that are going on in the world, and trying to find that common ground within each of us, and finding those souls that are looking to connect and change the world. Throughout the whole month, especially as we get toward the end of the month and see the next new moon, and see as we manifest, and how did we do? Did we accomplish what we wish to accomplish? Where could we have helped our lives? So, and perhaps you've done so much work and so much is happening beautifully for you. You just need to rest and reflect. And that's what the hermit is sharing with us, is that as we go through all changes in life, every stage, we have to sit down and slow down and reflect and allow the light to come back into our life, our soul. And horrible things happen. Terrible, horrible, horrible things happen. And we do have to deal with those emotions. And again, taking the hermit's advice and going inside, whether that is going for some more walks, whether that's walks in your life, or maybe it's going to sit under a tree, maybe it's going to go walk on a beach, whatever it is for you. It could be soaking in a tub, whatever it is. Take that time to reflect with no distraction, maybe some soft music, and just be. Let thoughts come and go, and let your body just be. That's a big message this month. Just be. And then we have the King of Wands, and his beautiful message is followed by the Chariot upside down. And the King of Wands represents our intuition, our mind, our connection to source, to the trees, to the animals, to the birds, and our intellect. I think I might have said that already, but I will. And his message is that the Chariot card is upside down, and it also has beautiful colors. The yellow, it truly is just about happiness and joy and personal power. But there's also a black and white in the card. And when the Chariot shows up and he's right side up, it's displaying that there's some super, super, super fast changes coming, and we don't have control. The Chariot card is a major arcana, which is saying that this is something that the universe is going to happen. And so as we get closer into May, pay attention to all the cool changes that happen in your life and even in the world. There's going to be huge, huge, huge shifts, monumental shifts, and just within our own being. And perhaps that's really all it is about just us changing and having the perspective. And then the last card I will pull, well, I'll pull one more because it's the Queen of Pentacles. In all of her abundance, this will go this way. And the Queen of Pentacles is followed by the Five of Cups. And the message here is she's sharing that as you've loved and lost, always know that there's love. And as you carry down the road, don't forget to turn around and look the other way, because oftentimes there's beautiful sights when you just turn around and look the other way. Because behind you, in front of you, and all around you, there's all the abundance you will ever need in this world. And I think with that, that's it. Yep, that's it. Have an amazing, amazing April. And if you would like a reading, I can do full readings, short readings, I can do video readings. If you'd like a reading, feel free to reach out, and you can connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon. Have a great April. Namaste, friends.